Um, let's get to the meat and potatoes of more questions. So, a question that's coming up quite a bit is, what does a coach do? Just a general explanation, I think, should suffice.
I feel like that's a valid question. So on the most practical level, I have opinions about what we do, like empowering, inspiring, serving people. But on a practical level, um, I feel like our job in the very beginning, especially, is about empowering people to live healthier lives through our challenge groups. So through our focus groups, and the three of us, have recently started calling our challenge groups wholeness labs because we really focus on the whole person, like mind, body, heart. But what coaches do in the general sense is run groups. So run groups usually through Facebook. You can run private groups, and you can set up files with meal plans and recipes and shopping lists, which some people follow like directly to a T, and other people just take recipes from there. But each day we post in these groups, and they're motivational groups, there's accountability groups, and there's support groups for the most part. In that, if somebody decides that they want to work out, it's easy to say that, but it's really hard to do it, especially when you have kids or when you perceive yourself having a very busy life. It's really hard to press play, or it's really hard to get out for a run. So we talk about intentions or goals at the beginning of the group, and then we kind of hold each other accountable. So within the group, we encourage people to post. We post their beautiful, colorful meals, post workout selfies, and then we also go deeper. So we talk about, how do we feel when we have that guilty moment, which we call cheating, and why do we call it cheating? Or how are you taking care of yourself this weekend? How are you giving yourself time to rest? I guess that's kind of the basic gist of the challenge group. And then, in my opinion, good coaches also check in with their challengers. So they check in with people behind the scenes and just make sure they're doing all right, and make sure that they're, either staying true to their intentions or being gentle with themselves around that. The other half of what we do, and this sometimes comes later, whether it's a couple months later, or like a year later, is talking to people who want to do the same thing and mentoring them. So people who want to empower other people, people who want to pay it forward, like Mindy and Julianne were talking about, and want to coach people, but maybe don't have a fitness background, or maybe hate posting on social media. We talk them through that so that they can feel completely authentic. I think that's the common thread, even though our team is pretty diverse. It's authenticity, and it's so that they can just be human beings, but give their own personal message, whether it's balance or whether it's pushing through the tough times in life. Being able to coach with their own unique style and flavor. So it's challenge groups, and then it can become, for some people it does, for some people it doesn't, it can become mentoring people to do the same thing that you're doing. Once you become, a coach, it kind of finds their group. What would you guys add to that?
I think that was a really good summary, Allison. I think I would just reiterate, in both, whether you're coaching from a challenge perspective or whether you're mentoring others who think that coaching is speaking to them, is you're just a positive, uplifting character in people's lives. And I think part of your job is just being relatable to people, whether they're somebody who is moving through their fitness or wellness journey, or whether they're thinking that coaching could be the job for them, is really just to continually uplift them, support them, motivate them, but be real with them at the same time, because I think it's very easy to allow either space to feel a little bit overwhelming, because you're trying to make pretty amazing changes in a world that's really crazy. And so I think as much as you can put a positive spin on life in general, I think that's what really makes for a great coach.